You are the God of signs and wonders. You are the God of miracles. You gave me joy and peace within, Lord. Yes, I have come to testify. No one can do the things you do. Always on time, you never late. I've got to stand and testify, Lord. This miracle.
Come on, stand up on your feet and say, we testify. We celebrate.
For all you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
Oh, we testify. We celebrate.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
Dearest brothers and sisters, B&S spectators, as far as English are them important, and this one is helping a great number of persons being connected with a great number of persons in the world. The one solution is English. English is the greatest, as I've said, English broadcasting material. English is helping a great number of persons knowing about more things in English. English is the one place that you can find persons debated, exchanged, things related, English. What we have to do, just one answer, is just to stay in touch. Each Tuesday it's 5:30 p.m. and on Friday it's 8:00 a.m. just it's H television with DM Yala. I, dearest brothers. Thanks, my soldier. Thanks, guys. Thanks for these great parts we have listened for this amazing show with Mr. Gadiala. I have got the nice pleasure to stand these parts. We have a place. You have got this show, this opportunity, for watching us. I'm very happy to know that you are a lot watching these great parts or great show based on English. So before going further, I want just to express what I'm feeling deep in my heart to spend this nice parts with this show named Darts English with your teacher English, Mr. God. We use just to communicate and give some ideas based on what we can plan today, even some lessons we used to present here. But today I'm very happy to be with my guests after some times ago we didn't be together with because of some reasons. It is a pastor, a pastor from Sepak community. With him we want just to share this great time together. It is a pastor, the name is Pastor Nzebi. With him we want just to talk about this daily subjects. Be prudent, Jesus is coming. Be prudent, Jesus is coming. It is a teacher, also an English teacher from Vuvuketo. So also a pastor from Sepak community. Pastor, happy to be again with you today. So I'm very happy, as I've said, to be with you. So how do you feel after spending so many times without being together?
Okay, really, it was for me a pain because I like English and I am used to communicating English with people and sharing experiments. But for the sake of the gospel, we sometimes go to Goma, Bukavu nowadays according to the responsibilities I have. So I got much more time going here and there. Really, I missed a lot. I like it. God bless you.
Yes, happy to be again with you, Pastor.
So am
So we're so happy to talk about these daily subjects based on the becoming of God, just coming of Jesus. As a pastor, I'm feeling at ease to talk about this subject. But first, why these subjects?
Why this subject? Be prudent. Jesus is coming soon. Because we know that the world was created through Jesus, for Jesus. I repeat, through Jesus, for Jesus. And the creator of the universe is Jesus. He created the plan he did for his world. This plan changed because of the Holy Spirit. When he came to visit his world, he saw that the things got waste, and he went, he promised, I am coming. And before coming, he suggests about the signs that may show clearly he is near to come. The topic, I like it because it's speaking about be prudent. It is another.
Yes.
Be prudent. Why to be prudent? Because Jesus is coming soon. So the coming of Jesus means the end of this system.
That means I'm very happy about your way of giving explanations or commenting things. But Pastor, Nzibi, uh, are you sure that? Are you sure about what people they used to speak today about the becoming or just the returning of Jesus today?
Okay, being a pastor, we have to explain it deeply to people so that they will understand the material. Because some other people deny that Jesus is coming soon.
What about you?
I know that for me, I can't deny. I know that he's coming soon because Jesus is the truth. Jesus is the way. Jesus, there is no God except Jesus. And
Don't you say that because you're a pastor? No, I'm saying. Yeah, that is the case because you are gathering churches, a church, sorry. So that is why you can confirm easier.
I can square this topic to make sure that Jesus is coming soon. The Bible says about that, and the signs are being shown from a day to another day. Things are going to be accomplished. The fulfillment of the scriptures is clear. So people are sometimes stubborn. They hear, they see, but they are stubborn. They don't want to understand. Because of what? Beer, women, cars. But the world is getting older and older.
It is a problem because we have listened about that, many times ago. They are talking about the same sounds. They are speaking about same things, since former up to now, That is why people they can't trust on it, you know what I'm saying?
No. The matter of not trusting doesn't depend on what they said in the former time, and they are still saying the same thing now. Because what is true doesn't change. If something is true, it will be true. From the past, it will be true. For the present,
Yes.
and it will be true for the future. You know that we have three aspects of the time: the past, the present, and the future. If something is true, it must still true from the past, the present, and the future. So, The matter that the people are denying the coming of Jesus is only because those who are sharing the gospel from themselves,
It's your case as a pastor. You are sharing.
Those-
Yeah, yeah. You
those
among. You among.
accept
You
I,
among.
accept I.
Come on.
I'll tell you.
Why you get out from those
Okay. Let
who
me
are
first
just drinking
focus
fruits?
on. Let me
Yeah.
first focus on. Most of the people sharing the gospel now are falling on the same things they are prohibiting people. I prohibit you, I prevent you not to do this and that. Afterward, I myself, I do the same thing. And the people hearing us can imagine that what we are preaching them looks like a joke. It looks like a joke. But in the group of those who are sharing the gospel, there are some true pastors, as I am.
Come on. Yeah,
The true
you know,
pastors
yes, I'm sorry. I'm
Look
sorry.
like the
I'm
true
sorry.
pastors look like
Yes.
Jesus.
Mhm.
They share their lives
Yes.
for other people.
So I have
lose-
yes,
don't tearing on their own life.
Pastor. I will let you time going further about your comments. You know what I'm saying? So I want just to open as far as you have opening some gates or door through your explanation given.
Yes, of
so
course.
how can you notice that this or such pastor is a true or a false one?
Through the fruits. The Bible is clear. Will recognize a tree from the fruits coming from that tree. The fruits, your speech, the fruit, your behavior, the fruit, your wells where you are working, your wells where you are selling, your wells where you are teaching. I am a teacher at the ladies' school, being a pastor. It means that you can go and pass there to ask if the same pastor is there under the corruption. It is a kind of fruit that I am applying. Some teachers, money, 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 money.
Yes.
You see, Proman, we can't recognize a true pastor in the church. Even a drunkard, the one
Well,
who
you
likes
know, yes,
beer.
you know.
Even a drunkard, the one who likes
You
beer.
are you just agree about what you are saying, Pastor, but how can we find all kinds of people among pastors? At that time you are bringing food, it's up to you to be model. It's up to you to show ways or tracks to people.
Yes, a pastor must be a model. Though that it is not easy. Because of we are in a certain...
It isn't easy.
It is not easy to be a model. Because the Constitution even itself pulls us in some darkened systems that implies the bribing.
Yes.
Let me tell you, I am a teacher. At the end of the year, we select some other pupils who didn't succeed. So the pupils will go.
Yes.
The coming year, you see the same people who failed passing in the other classes.
How come?
I don't know, they bought the bulletin. They bought the bulletins.
They're staying same class?
No.
They're the same
They,
school?
They changed the school.
Yes.
They changed the school. They buy the bulletins. They change the school. And when they change the school, then when they change the school, they go there. What will happen? The same inspectors who inspect us, you will tell them, these people, didn't succeed in our school, and I can see him in the other class, what to say? Close your eyes.
Take this,
Take it easy.
you know.
You see, it means that even the system doesn't leave us
Yes.
be correct.
Can't we
But we
change?
have to afford ourselves to to cruise the land.
That
to
can
quiz
that
them.
can happen.
It is possible.
You can
I
start.
told you I am myself a teacher, but I am not in bribing. I depend on the small wage they give us. And when I go teaching, my problem is teaching, helping pupils. So now I say things are now complicated, but man of God can. Man of God may. May. So that's I can get profit to invite all men of God to afford themselves to be serious so that people out will remark our seriousness and will come back understand that we are true men of God and this man is God is coming soon and that they'll be saved. But if we compromise our behavior,
Yes.
they will not follow us.
They will not.
It is true.
Yeah.
Jesus is coming soon.
That says, through the pastor, I mean, you have listened about what he was saying. So we are trying to commence and giving some highlighting, some clarifications based on these subjects, based on be prudent. Jesus is coming, so soon. As I was saying with the Pastor Nzebi, is an English teacher first from Vuvuketo school. Also, it is a pastor from Sepak community. With him, we are trying just to, help all guys, people spread out of Matadi. But first, let me just come back to see my, man, Fils Poudi. We want to take these parts, name that lesson 1. On va récupérer la première partie de notre rubrique. That time for helping my guest to breathe a bit. So we want to present this lesson based on preposition of time. We want to learn teachers, students, people, even parents who like too much English. Take your notes, your pen, all documents you can use and follow this lesson after we're gonna return back and talking about these subjects.
Hello, this is Emma from English, back with another lesson on the English YouTube channel. Now, in English, we say the school is on Bay Street, not the school is at Bay Street. They live at 10 Park Road, not she lives in 10 Park Road. The museum is in the city, not the museum is on the city. I live at 300 King Street in an apartment on the 4th floor. These little words can cause lots of headaches if English is not your first language. They're called prepositions, and there are lots of them in English. In, on, at, by, with, for, over, under, of, to. They all help to give information about the time, location, or direction in your English sentences. In, on, at, and by. In this lesson, we'll take a closer look at these small but very common, very useful English words. And we'll concentrate on how you can use them to give information about the place or location of something. Now, the bad news is that there's no clear way of knowing which preposition you need to use. In fact, different prepositions can be used with the same words, but this can change the meaning of your sentence. Am I at the car? At the location of the car? Am I in the car or am I on the car? All of these sentences are okay, but the meaning is different in each question. Most of the time, you can't just guess the correct preposition. It's not really a good strategy to improve your English, unless you're a really lucky person. The worst way to try and learn prepositions is to translate them from your native language. This can cause lots of problems. Prepositions must be learned in chunks of words, or called collocations, groups of words that are often used together, like in the morning, at night. It depends on something. He's keen on football. Learning this way will help you to make fewer mistakes with prepositions. Instead, pay attention to how native speakers use these prepositions. How are they used in the newspaper articles that you read or stories? What words are they used with? And pay close attention to the general rules that I'll teach you in this lesson so that you can make the right choices when choosing prepositions of place. Let's get started with in. Now, the best way to think about the preposition in is being within something, inside the edges of something. So let's start really simply with containers or spaces that are enclosed. I've got the key in my pocket. There's some milk in the fridge. She left it in the top drawer. There's nothing left in my cup. Now, it's easy to think about all of these examples as being inside something because the edges are really clear. You can see inside them. There's a clear inside and an outside, right? Take our earlier example. I'm in the car. The car has clear edges. I'm definitely inside the edges of the car. We can use in with buildings or rooms and places that can surround a person or an object on all sides. Can you take a seat in the waiting room, please? I've left my bag in your office. Why don't we have a picnic in the park? But there are lots of times when you need to use this preposition when the edges are less clear. So, for example, with areas or regions or cities and towns. I'm filming this video in Spain. I grew up in Melbourne. Holidaying in France is easy if you speak French. Rigolisa is a small village in the mountains. We're going for a drive in the country. Lots of people were swimming in the lake. Now, all of these nouns have borders or edges, even if they're not really obvious or clear. We can physically be located inside the edges of this space. Now, when talking about groups of people, you can often use in. She works in the finance team, surrounded by people. He got selected to play in the national team. But there's an exception for important high-level groups where members are often elected. He's on the board, or they're on the committee, or on the council. We can also use in with liquids and other substances to show what they contain. Careful, there's a lot of chili in that sauce. There's too much sugar in soft drinks. Do you have milk in your coffee? Now, the preposition on is used to talk about the position of something. on surfaces or things that can be thought of as surfaces, like walls or tables. My phone is on the table. You can see a painting on the wall behind me. We live on the 4th floor of the building. Can you write it on that piece of paper? He spilt ice cream on his new jumper. Now keep thinking about this idea of flat surfaces, because it includes roads and streets and rivers. The supermarket is on the corner of Martin Street. Nice is on the south coast of France. Now, the idea of flat surfaces also includes water, so rivers, oceans, lakes. What's that on the water? Floating on the water. We'll take you out on the lake. In our boat. We'll be on the lake in our boat. Okay, now let's talk about the preposition at. It's used to talk about specific places or points in space. Sarah's still at school. I'll meet you at the bus stop. Turn left at the traffic light. Now, it's also used with public places and shops. For example, I studied design at college, or school, or university. Let's meet at the station. We have to stop at the supermarket on the way home. There was a crazy guy at the library today. We also use it with addresses. They live at 14 Eagle Road. I'll meet you at the corner of Beach Street and Park Road. I had a coffee at Helen's house.
Yes, thanks, my engineer, Fils Pudi, for these nice parts showing in this time. First part of this show, we have named that lesson 1. We used to present that can be a short part of lesson just for allowed or permits a huge of number of learners, teachers, parents who like too much this learning English. That can be basic notions based on English. C'est justement notre première rubrique ici, justement la leçon, aider toutes ces personnes qui aiment bien la langue anglaise d'appréhender ne serait-ce que le b.a.-ba de la langue anglaise. That was a preposition of place we learned together. I come back returning just for reminding guys, people spread out of Matadi Amo with my guest named Pastor Nzebi. With him we are trying to highlight based on the subjects, be prudent. Jesus is coming. It is our daily subject with Pastor Nzebi. Pastor Nzebi is an English teacher from Vuvuketo School. Also, it is a pastor from Sepak community. With him, we are trying to highlight. Pastor, yes. After giving explanations about the base on these subjects, I want you before going further to open the Bible to read first, just for talking about some signs that showing today Jesus is coming.
Thank you. Many scriptures are speaking about this topic, but I have selected only 7 verses. As Jesus was going, he was planning to get out the temple. We are in Matthew 24, from 1 to 7. Mm-hmm. Gospel according to Matthew 24, from 1 to 7. As Jesus was going, he was planning to get out of the temple. His disciples went near him and to make him know the buildings. But he answered them, He said, oh, whatever you can see, let me tell you the truth. There will neither stay a stone over a stone without being upset. He went and sat on the mountain. His disciples were troubled and followed him in a particular place to put him questions. They asked Jesus, tell us, when will happen all those things, all those signs that you have said, and the event of the end of the world? Jesus answered them, fear not. Don't let anyone seduce you, because many people will come under my name and saying that I am Christ. They will seduce many people. You'll hear about war and noise of war. Don't be afraid. Don't be troubled, because although things must arrive, but that will not be the end yet. One nation will fight another. One kingdom will fight another kingdom. And you'll hear from different ways, famine and earthquake.
I think that after reading that was given. This is the Bible says.
Yeah.
So let's set out, just for giving now people spread even out of Matadi in the national to get some signs based on what you read.
Wow, Mr. God, I love you too much.
I love
God
you
bless
too.
you.
Yeah, I love you too.
So really here, according to the Bible, when this chapter was written, it was written, this one, it was about year 40 or 45 of this area. By the time they wrote this message, Congo didn't exist. Rwanda didn't exist. When we speak about the world, it was just the South Europe, the North Africa, and the East Asia. That was the part they called the world. But God, Jesus being God, already told us about the signs that will come in the further time to show that the world is going to end. Among the signs, he said many people will come and say that they are saviors, they are Christ, they look Jesus. But they aren't. But they aren't.
But how can you just make difference at that time you have seen? You are not adults. You have just given your life in God, so you don't know deep in things how God is. How can you make difference between those guys? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
This is a very important. This is a very important.
Those guys.
This is a very important question.
Pastor?
Let me tell you. This is a very important question.
Yes.
Let me tell you about even ourselves as preachers. You see, that when you are in front of someone, okay, you have to go deeper with the
How
scriptures.
can you make that?
Yeah, while explaining, you see, many pastors. Let me tell you,
You
they are
among
going
pastors.
over
You among pastors. Know what I'm saying?
out of the group of
Yeah, come on, man. You
trouble
among
set.
pastors. Know what I'm saying?
out of the group of trouble set.
How come?
Yes, because I myself.
You set out yourself.
Yeah, yes, I say true of myself, because I say people, when you have a faithful, when you have a fellow who comes near you, that's why you have to go deeper with him to help him understand it clearly
Are you doing so?
and answer all the questions from
Are
him.
you doing so, Pastor?
Yes, I do.
Really?
Yes, I do.
With newcomers, you know what
When
I'm
you
saying?
come, yes, I do.
Preaching them.
Out of here, I'm going to give course of theology,
Okay.
explaining things deeply to pastors. Because, that's why I say some other people are in the church. They are acculturated. They put them things in the head without explaining clearly. And those things without conviction will make them fall later. Okay?
Yes.
But if you explain things deeply, you convince them, it will be stuck.
But today, yes, Pastor Nzebi, I like too much when I'm close with the, Pastor. But today, you can find people in churches, Christians in general. They are joining churches. They love too much the pastors, as far as they are not making these separations. They are not able to scatter. You know what I'm saying? To scatter different bad or great parts of pastors. So it is difficult to set out all signs. You are saying today, God, Jesus, they are showing up in our churches as a pastor. Where's the problem first?
Yeah, the problem is the liars are too much.
Come on, man.
Today,
Liars.
Because
Yeah.
the matter of gospeling is independent. You can come from one corner,
They're lies.
you change.
How
the corner.
they can
Let
just
me-
call
let
you
me tell
pastor?
Let me,
You
let me
lie.
tell you. Let me tell you. You come from one village. You change the village, and
Yes.
then you become a pastor. Where you come from, you didn't have any deeper understanding, knowledge of.
I'm
our
reading
gospel.
Bible. Yeah, I
Yeah,
got
you are
Bible.
reading Bible. People will
I
see you-
know
People
Bible.
will see you,
Yes.
people will see you reading Bible, and they say that you are a pastor.
I'm translating.
Translating, okay, that's not the thing, but explaining deeply.
I got
is
Holy
another thing
Spirit.
too.
I got
Yeah,
Holy Spirit.
Spirit. How have you got a thermometer? Have you got a thermometer to test?
Yeah,
one
come
who
on, Pastor. I
have you-
got
have you
Holy Spirit.
Have you got a thermometer to test whether you are full of Holy Spirit or not? There is no thermometer. There is no thermometer. If you say that you are a man of God, people understand you as you are saying. But there is no tester to test deeply if you are a man of God. Because of you have touched the Bible. That's what is saying now.
I got great Bible with me. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 Bibles. I'm a pastor.
That is a fake. A
I'm
fake.
driving car. You know what I'm saying?
A
I'm
fake.
pastor. Fake.
Fake.
You can see them.
A fake.
You can tell them
A fake. Sure.
they're in wrong.
Fake.
Come
Sure.
on. You
Sure.
swear that.
Yes. Because being a pastor is like being a shepherd.
You know what are you saying here? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got what you say?
Yeah.
Man.
I'm sure about what
You know
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying?
I am
They
sure
are
about
listening,
what I'm
pastors.
saying.
They are listening.
Yeah,
to
they have
us.
to follow. They have to
Yes.
follow.
You are sure about what you are
Being
saying?
a pastor means in English being a shepherd.
Avoid problems,
A
you
shepherd
know. Come on,
is
man.
someone who takes
Yes.
care of flocks. If you are a pastor, you are a shepherd. The shepherd is the one who takes care of flocks.
Okay.
It means you have to feed them, you have to take care of their body, you have to take care of all the whole life. That's being a shepherd. It is not taking a Bible, going in a certain corner and spreading. That's not what we call pastors. That's why people can't understand what we are deeply saying. Jesus coming soon, but we are upset ourselves. We aren't prudent. Being prudent means take out bad behavior, change the behavior.
Yes.
Being prudent means we have to preach the scripture correctly and deeply. Being prudent means we have now to preach and demonstrate what we are preaching with the acts of love.
Okay.
If there is no act of love, we will not say that Jesus is love, because Jesus is in us. If Jesus is in you, it is the same Jesus who fed about 5,000 people. It is the same Jesus who multiplied fish. It is the same Jesus. He is the same Jesus who multiplied the bread. When Jesus was gospeling, he accompanied his gospel with the act of love. But how come we say that we are pastors? No act of love.
Yes.
That was say being prudent.
Pastor.
We have to go back with the act of
Yes.
love. We have to explain deeply the scriptures. We have to
Pastor
change
Nzebi.
our behavior.
Pastor Nzebi, please. I got surprise. J'ai une surprise, hein, pour vous. I got surprise. You're gonna see that again. Une surprise. I've just called my engineer, Fils Poudi, to show us these elements. On va voir cet élément ensemble. Et surprise. On va voir. Then we're gonna return back to
There's
talk
no way.
about.
No way.
You afraid?
Okay,
You
I'm
afraid
ready.
of what?
No,
Ready?
I'm not afraid.
Please give us these parts. Then after, yes, let's watch these elements.
Bien-aimés dans le Seigneur, l'heure est grave. C'est l'heure pour les chrétiens de se lever pour l'évangélisation. Nous sommes dans la fin des temps. Observez un peu ce véhicule qui est stationné sur le parking d'un centre commercial et qui est à la recherche de fidèles, des adeptes pour le diable. Un homme est étonné de ce véhicule, alors prendra son téléphone et commencera à filmer cet homme et à lui poser quelques questions. Et comme vous pouvez le voir sur le véhicule, il est écrit clairement Église de Satan avec une croix inversée. Il est écrit à l'arrière Antéchrist, Église de Satan, etc., etc. Et qu'il est véritablement en train de recruter, de chercher des adeptes de Satan avec un corbeau au-dessus de la toiture. Mais bien aimés dans le Seigneur, les gens qui travaillent pour le diable n'ont plus peur. Ils se lèvent en plein jour pour recruter des gens. Cela est une sonnette d'alarme pour chaque chrétien. Levez-vous, n'ayez pas honte d'annoncer l'évangile. Parlez aux gens de l'évangile. Voici ces gens qui sortent.
Thanks, my soldier. We have listened, we have seen. Then what's happened? Those are signs.
Yeah, with sure. Let me tell you, what was hiding now appears in the former times. Those who are occults were hiding. Those who were witchcraft were hiding. Now try to see. They are making publicity of certain church. This is one of the signs. Satan, but they need members of this church of Satan. So now people are not prudent. That's why we as men of God, we haven't to play with the gospel. We must be serious preaching.
Yes.
Instead of going to the street preaching, now we leave the street to certain group. Now certain group are now out preaching the gospel. We know the truth. We are hiding, afraid of them. Or we have Jesus or not. No, we have to focus our mind now sharing the gospel publicly.
Yes.
Tell about Jesus.
It's up to you to do that, but today you are not doing so. You are just struggling. You are in trouble. You are challenging yourself.
And challenging other men of
yes,
God.
Yeah.
We challenge ourselves.
This is a problem.
Instead of fighting demon, instead of fighting Satan,
Even though
I
teaching.
fight my neighbor. I fight my my co-worker. That is not what he said. This is distraction. And Satan has pulled the distraction in the side of man of God. Instead of fighting Satan, we are fighting ourselves. The scripture now is preaching only to earn money. We preach people to go abroad. Do you think if today you go abroad, what will change?
Nothing.
You will not change your nose. You will not change your thing. Nothing will change.
Nothing. So I think that yes, this is a great problem, Pastor Nzebi. I like your way of commenting things, and we are trying to speak about or talk about these daily subjects. Be prudent. Jesus is coming soon. So you can breathe a bit, you know what I'm saying? So let's see this second part. On va récupérer la seconde partie de notre émission. So that's named the day speech we used to present in short time. That can be a theater, movies, or self-taught. So you are going to master just 5 sentences that you're gonna send us. So vous allez capter 5 phrases, vous allez nous envoyer via cet élément que nous allons présenter. My engineer Fispudi show us this.
Setting. I'm just setting y'all up this week. I hope you're going to stick with me for January, because a lot of us accept our default setting in a situation as our destiny. When I wake up in the morning, my first thought isn't great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. One man said, I don't wake up in the morning and say, what do you say? Good morning, Lord. I wake up and say, good Lord, it's morning. That's me. That's morning me. Not only is my breath bad in the morning, my beliefs are bad too. Y'all brush your teeth? I have to brush my beliefs in the morning. I have to. I promise you, I have to. If I don't do that in the morning, it's going to be a meltdown by 10 a.m. Maybe 2. In the best case scenario. But what I'm learning, not only from my life, but from this passage as I study it, is that the awareness of how I start doesn't have to become indicative of where I end. And, watch this, I cannot use authenticity as permission to sin. So I can't just wake up and think a certain way and act a certain way if I belong to God and just call it being real. He didn't say be real, he said be righteous. Oh, no. Well, I'm just saying what I feel. Who told you to do that? I'm just speaking my mind. What a horrible book to be speaking from. The book of your mind? The book of your brain, which has been, what the scripture says, corrupted by deceitful desires? That's the problem. Do you? Which me? The me that wants to be happy right now at all cost? Or the me that will thank me in 10 years for the decisions I made right now? Which one? Do you? Which one? The one that's gonna kick my butt if I keep acting like this for the next 5 years? The me that I don't want to see reproduced in my kids? That one?
Thanks, my soldier. Thanks for these great parts show and work presenting. Today I'm very happy to stand and see the way that you are just presenting things. So thanks, my engineer Fispudi, for this amazing work. So that was the speech, we used to present. That was the second part of our show. C'est notre seconde rubrique. Le but, justement, que vous puissiez vous accoutumer à différents accents. Et je crois que vous aviez capté 5 phrases que vous allez nous envoyer via notre page déjà Facebook, Dieu merci Allah, ou soit vous envoyez directement via le numéro qui est affiché. Et si c'est bien, 5 phrases sont correctes, c'est comme ça que vous aurez 50 unités de votre réseau. So that was the speech, so the second part of English. Pastor, I'm with Pastor Nzebi. I come back with this catch up. So it is an English teacher, first from Fuvuketo School. Also, it is a pastor, from Sepak community. So with them, we are trying to talk about these religion subjects. Be prudent. Jesus is coming soon. So this is our subject. You can see back me pictures. So people are crying and praying. So you can see like that. Pastor,
Yes.
let's come back and talking about science. So all signs showing up that Jesus is really coming soon. So you can just continue about different signs. So based on what we are speaking.
Yes, selfishness, one of the signs. And greediness,
Yes.
one of the signs. War today at East, in East Place, we heard about war, but now we know that how Rwandese are fighting us. And people every day are fleeing in the bush, forest because of this. It's one of the signs. You can go in Ukraine and Russia. You know how the fight is going. People are not scared of blood.
Yes.
People are dying. Even maternities, hospitals are destroyed. Those are the kind of, and the famine everywhere.
Yes.
And the money is going every time decreasing. There is no love. Even people from one family, one father and one mother, they get separate. You can put them together so that they may understand. They may even communicate. But there is no way to understand things. Stealing here and there. No, we are not scared of stealing. When we destroy people,
Yes.
we are glad. We need just, I want to take your place so that you suffer. And they see all those signs are just the signs of last time. What are we doing? We are preaching, but abortion every time, prostitution, can't see. Way at schools, things are bad, worse and worse, you see. So those are the last signs of the coming of Jesus.
But
No
how
one
do
can
you
doubt
know-
about that.
Yes. I'm really sad at that time I'm listening about how you are citing, different signs. So our needs will is merely or simply just to cope with or find solutions based on what you have quote, previously. So, but how most of people use to consider these subjects or just problem.
Okay. Nowadays, most of people don't consider that subject. Because they say, since the former time people were saying that Jesus is coming, we don't see his coming. And the
That's
more,
become as a joke.
it becomes as a joke. And the more life has become worse,
Okay.
the more people are concentrated in looking for money in different ways,
Yes.
bad or right. And when they are concentrating looking for money, bad or right ways, so they sometimes forget the true way to follow.
Yes.
Even those way called Christians, nowadays they don't have any time just to be in the Bible, reading Bible. Better to be watching TV where they see some movies instead of reading the Bible. People are not concentrated reading Bible, and even see people praying. No more, you can't consider people praying not deeply. People are only praying when they have problems.
Yes.
But when they don't have problems, they are running in their own business.
Yeah, you're
you see, so the time is very dangerous. So we have just to beg God to help.
Because of time, so can we help all people who like too much this show, even out of, we were receiving some messages from people, Belgium. So I think this family, Mommy Gloria from Belgium was watching our show post on YouTube channel. So we can find some solutions, Pastor, in order to help those guys, people who used to watching us at this moment.
Solution is not easy.
As a pastor.
It's not easy because
a
it is
pastor.
written.
Yeah.
It is written. When God writes something, that means that it is doomed to pass. But we can, by some other ways, go to fight against those who are fighting us through the gospel.
How come?
It means pastors must stand up on the streets,
Yes.
stand up on the market, speak about Jesus clearly. We can't consider our coat.
Yes.
Don't consider our jeeps, our cars. We have to go to run. As Satan is now out
Evangelize.
preaching, we must go to evangelize on the streets. When they see big pastors going through the streets, gospeling, speaking about Jesus,
Yes.
they come back and understand that the time is danger.
Yes.
One of the
It's
solutions.
what we have to do.
Yes, of course.
And not stay.
Instead of being stuck in our jeeps, in our cars, people are dying there. No one is taking care of them.
Are you sure that in short we can be best, even though today we are talking about Jesus is coming soon, Pastor?
Can you come again?
People in general, Christians today, are you sure that they are understanding about this?
By the time the one who is following us has to understand that Jesus is coming soon, and according to the explanations we have done,
The country-
and we have demonstrated the signs that are shown, they have to
They
understand that
can't.
Jesus.
They have to stop dreaming.
They can't. They have to stop dreaming. They have.
Come on, man. So we don't have a lot of time, with Pastor Nzebi. We
Yes,
have
of
many
course.
things to express. So this was very happy to stand these parts, named that, English. So Pastor, you
Yes.
can just greet even 2 or 4, 5 persons.
My
You
greetings
give
to-
us your short conclusion, and you greet people.
Okay, thank you. My conclusion is, you man, you are following us. You telespectator, be prudent.
You can see
Don't
that.
don't follow the move of this world, but Jesus is coming soon, and the world is going to the end. And I get profit to greet my wife, being eating Nzebi, my children, family in Nzebi, Oscar pastor, Oscar teacher, and all the pupils of Lycée Vuketo and fellow of Sepak community. I greet you, Namojes.
Yes, that was very happy to listen about. So
I also greet my girls,
Yes.
Dick and Vata from Luanda.
I've get it. So thanks those guys, people spread out of Matadi. This is a nice pleasure to know that you were a lot in front of your television, TV, watching this great show in Matadi, even though Congo Central. Only show your English broadcasting with your teacher, Mr. Gatiala. That was a nice pleasure to stand this nice part together. I'm going just to express my thankful to my boss, Rapi Kalulu. Again, Mami Solange Kalulu, it's home. I greet you. I greet my biological mother, Malunda Zau Rebecca. Again, all Ngulus. Then I greet you, Pastor Jean-Pierre Ngulu. Then I greet all Ngulus, as I've said. Let me just greet my wife, Sentish Pemba Yala. Again, my daughter, Gladness Yala. I do greet my 2 chiefs, Emen Talani. Again, Prince Nzau. I greet my soldier, Fispudi. Pastor, thanks for coming today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I think it's not the last, nonsense.
Yes, the problem is only to be here. Sometimes I'm on travel. Instead of when I get a message before time,
Yes,
I can
thanks.
play.
Okay, nice. And this boy, Chris Cheka, so I think that that was a nice pleasure to be in this family, Oreb. So I greet all teachers from Oreb School, so a bilingual school in Matadi, a great. So let's meet next Tuesday, Friday, at the same time with the same teacher. God bless you.
Bless you too.
My dearest brothers and sisters, BNS spectators, as far as English are them important, and this one is helping a great number of persons being connected with a great number of persons in the world. The one solution is English. English is the greatest, as I've said, English broadcasting Matadi. English is helping a great number of persons knowing about more things in English. English is the one place that you can find persons debated, exchanged, things related, English. What we have to do, just one answer, is just to stay in touch. Each Tuesday it's 5:30 p.m. and on Friday it's 8:00 a.m. Just it's H television with DM Yala.